Hi guys. Today is February the 10th, Eastern Standard Time in US. It's a Saturday. Okay. So today I'm honored to invite Steve Drew, who is a US pilot and has been at the forefront of nutrigenomics for how many years, Steve? 3 years?
Yeah, three plus.
3+. Okay, and she's fired up and she's passionate about share the great news with people around the world. Okay, so today's presentation will divide it into two parts. One is for talking about what is nutrigenomics, what is LifeVantage, what we represent, what we are doing here. Okay, now second portion will be talking about the Chinese opportunity. All right, so let's hear. Without further ado, let's welcome Steve Drew to tell us about the exciting information about LifeVantage. It's a company at the forefront of nutrigenomics and what we can get benefit from it. All right, Steve, here you go.
Awesome. Thank you, Vaiming. My name again is Steve Drew, and I took a look at LifeVantage when a coworker asked me, "Hey, Steve, when it comes to making money, do you keep your options open?" I said, "Yeah, what do you got?" He says, "Well, how'd you like to be in front of something that's going to be more popular than aspirin?" And I says, "Yeah, what do you got?" He says, "We need to see the video." I said, "What video?" He says, "The ABC News investigative report." And that's when a reporter came to disprove LifeVantage's claims of reducing aging, oxidative stress in our cells by 40% in 30 days. So I went and took a look at and I said to myself, if this is real, I'm going to find out. And I proceeded to do that. So if you're looking for the truth, I would encourage you to check this out for you. And we are at the forefront of nutrigenomics. What does that mean? It means the natural activation of our genome or our DNA from the cell outward, from inside the cell outward. And we are biohacking the aging code. That means we are making our body the best it can be as we age, as we get older. Let me show you a little bit of validation. This is accreditation and validation across the market. And we have articles from Wall Street Journal, ABC News. They came to investigate us and proved us right on camera. The Today Show, Public Television, PBS, PubMed.gov. That would be the National Institute of Library and Medicine. We have multiple universities like LSU, Louisiana State University, that's done their studies. It actually showed how the body breaks the cycle of skin cancer by activating it properly. The American Heart Association's paid for a couple of studies to show how it helps the heart. And Protandim Nerve 2, the blue bottle here, was the first offering by LifeVantage to break the aging code. Sanjay Gupta, MD, has written a book about chasing life, as you see there, and he talks about LifeVantage, and actually he talks about Protandim and the Nerve 2 activation pathway. Donny Osmond is a celebrity for years that was introduced to Nerve 2 Protandim, and he took it to his doctor, and the doctor investigated it and said, "Donnie, get on this and stay on this the rest of your life." Montel Williams, a celebrity in our country, in the US, has MS, multiple sclerosis, and he got introduced to it. And if you type his name, Montel, M-O-N-T-E-L, on YouTube, and Protandim, Montel and Protandim on YouTube, you can find out his story. The man above this in the white coat, that's Dr. Joe McCord. He is the scientist, the world-renowned scientist that has put this together. And it's a stroke of genius that he put all these five herbs together. Let's see, ashwagandha, bacopa, milk thistle, green tea, and turmeric, all together to make this all happen. And he received the Elliott Crescent Medal Award for changing the course of history with his invention. Very few people around the world have ever received that, less than 300. From the Wright brothers for the airplane, Henry Ford for the automobile assembly line, and the Curies for penicillin, as well as Alexander Graham Bell for the telephone. Can you imagine the world without telephones? That's incredible. So it changed the world. Let me share with you this. New technology brings new benefits. As technology advances, like our computers are getting smaller and faster. See, 25 years ago, a laptop was humongous, and now it's sleek and fast. 40 years ago, cell phones were like a brick with an antenna. Now they fit in your hand and very powerful. They can do just about anything a regular computer can do. Human cell has so much power we're discovering. We are used to antioxidants we take from the store, and they neutralize one good guy for one bad guy. One cell, good guy cell, to one bad guy cell, and 1-to-1 and done. Well, if you have trillions and trillions and trillions of cells, that is hard to fight that fire, so to speak. But if you have one body enzyme that neutralizes up to 1 million bad guys per second, every second, that will actually reduce your aging within days. In days. So this was what our body had when we were less than 20 years old. But as we get older, we lose that ability to slow down the aging. And that's what we're doing. We're activating the body to reduce our aging. Our product line started with a blue bottle, that's Nerf 2. The Synergizer for activating the survival genes in our body. And next to it is Nerf 1 they just came out with. That's to activate the mitochondrial, which is the energy producing part of our cells, so our cells can do what they are designed to do. It also fuels the heart. It produces the fuel that fuels the heart. But Pet Tandem is Nerf 2 for our canine friends, and they age much faster than we do, and it reduces it radically. Nerf 2 in the skin product line, so you're slowing your face, the aging of your face dramatically. Axio is a brain food, not just an energy drink, it's actually brain food. And the Physique is a smart weight management system, not weight loss, but weight management. There's a protein shake, fat burn, and cleanser, and probiotic, which is 80% of our immune system and our gut. We have unique, consumable, category-creating products. You won't find these anywhere else in the world or any other company. Nutrigenomics, we are the pioneer. We are the leader. There's nobody else. Complete approach to anti-aging, wellness, and performance. Backed by science and peer-reviewed studies are listed on PubMed.gov. We had, just to have one is incredible, but we have 23 peer-reviewed studies. LifeVantage.com/science is where else you can find them. Multiple exclusive patents for the business side that protects the investment in this groundbreaking science. I'd like to switch gears now from talking about health and fitness to trends and money. A fad is like a pet rock and color of hair or the style of dress. That's a fad. But a trend is where money goes from one industry and goes to another, like dial-up. Dial-up internet is now broadband and high speed. We used to have payphones. Now we have cell phones. We used to have records. Now we have DVDs and CDs. Well, once we move forward in that trend, it's never going back. That money has gone away from that. So when we are looking at the next $1 trillion market, it's when this old technology of antioxidants, vitamin C, vitamin E, is going to give way to the NRF2 activation. This is a wellness revolution, and the next millionaires are going to be the ones who tell the people in the world about this. Paul Zane Pilsner is a world economist and a best-selling author, and he talks about this, and I quote him: "I now see an emerging industry in which the greatest fortunes of the next century will be created, fortunes that will eclipse even those of the internet billionaires of the later 1990s." Unquote. This is where the wealth is going to move from one industry to another. 75% of Americans and people around the world live paycheck to paycheck. The average 65-year-old doesn't have very much in the bank. That's $42,000 saved for retirement. People are spending billions of dollars to feel better, look better, and perform at their best. And then 70% of millennials, young people, want to work for themselves. Why? Because they've seen their parents be outsourced or downsized. They've seen their friends can't find a job in the area where they have their degree. Network marketing is a U.S. and a global industry. We are growing at about 5-6% a year. 18 million people in the U.S., 100 million globally. In just U.S. sales, it's $34 billion, or 184 billion globally. That's about 200 million paid out daily in commissions to people just like you and me around the world. Every day, 200 million. 82% of women that make $100,000 or more do so in this industry. And in the representing the genders, about 74% are women and about 26% are men. The company is publicly traded, established in 2003, and we're on the NASDAQ, stock symbol LFEN. Well, for about 6 years, from 2003 to 2009, we did about $3 million a year in sales. But when they pulled the product off the shelves of the stores and gave it to people like you and me to share the story, we grew to 200 million plus annual sales in just 4 short years. Experience management, we have experience management that are guiding us to the next 800 million to $1 billion in revenue. Salt Lake Real is our international sponsorship of a soccer team. Soccer is a international sport. We're branding ourselves. This is the international video game with soccer on it. We are attracting top industry leaders around the world that already know about network marketing. S-curve in business. Every company experiences. They start off in pioneering, and they go into momentum once they hit 10%, branding, critical mass, and 80% of the growth of the company happens in momentum. So the best deal for you and me is to catch a company in the pioneering phase, that's where LifeVantage is right now. Once you get into the stabilization phase, you're not growing like this anymore. You're only growing at 2 to 7% a year. So if you put $1,000 in a company in here, you'd have millions of dollars back. But here would just be a little bit. So what does that mean? Well, Forbes magazine ranked LifeVantage 5th best performing company in the U.S. Russell Index 3000 stock index. The National Institute of Aging, the 19th study shows only Protandim extends life by 7%. Nothing else ever showed it could. LifeVantage is a AAA plus opportunity based on businessforhome.org. Check them out. And finally, DSA, the Direct Selling Association, says it takes about 150,000 distributors to get to that branding. We're at 75,000 LifeVantages, so we're before momentum. Let me read you a quote of a very successful businessman. And he says, you must position yourself in front of a growth curve, not in the middle, not at the end, but at the inception, and then realize that the window of opportunity is always closing. So work like there's no tomorrow. Unquote. Warren Buffett, very successful businessman. This is where 95% of the people are in the world. They live to trade hours for dollars. They go to work, come home, and get a paycheck at the end of the week or every 2 weeks or maybe in a month. 5% of the people, small percentage, are the richest people in the world. Why? Because they look for and they build networks or teams of people that work together. They're not by themselves. So like over here, everyone else looks for a job. This is a job. So the residual income comes in while you're sleeping, and so you can get up and do what you want. Earnings claim statement. This is not a promise. This is a historical data, meaning what was paid out for the 12 months between these dates. Pro 1 is the first level, and that's $79 average monthly payment. That's residual money. It comes in monthly because you have a Pro 1 business. Pro 3, $580 a month. That's about $6,000 a year. Pro 5, that's about $2,551 a month average. If that's about $30,000 a year, that could bring a spouse home for most people in the U.S. Elite Pro 7, this is when you get in the elite ranks, $11,292 a month average. That's six figures a year, over $100,000 a year. And Master Pro 10, $99,828 a month average. That's $1 million a year residual income. That's incredible. What would you do with that? Think about that. System. Every successful business has a system. McDonald's has a successful business. Starbucks has a successful business. So that means when you go to them, you know what you're going to get. A proven plan blueprint shows you how to build our business step by step. This is what you start with. Most of our top earners have never done this before. They're first timers. What weekly training calls we have available, monthly training regional trainings. We have on-the-job training and mentoring. It's critical. If you were going to learn to fly an airplane, didn't matter how excited you were, if you didn't take an instructor with you to help you learn, it's not going to be good. So this is where you go hand in hand with us to help you build your business. How to launch your success? Well, the first way is by taking the product and put it in your body and let it activate your body to do what it was designed to do. There's three levels: a platinum, a gold, and a silver. The platinum is $1,250, the gold is $650, and the silver is $350. But every leader has come in at the top end. Why? Because you make the most money and you build your business profitable quicker. For the same amount of work to bring somebody on board, you get 1,000 volume and $400 commission. At gold, you get half of that, 500 product volume and 200 commission. And finally, on the silver pack, half of that. So it's a duplication business, and what you want is people to duplicate the top end. Also, there's 2 elite training tickets here thrown in there to your advantage. Only one here and none on the bottom on the silver pack. Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity. Mark Zuckerberg is the CEO of Facebook, and he invited 5 people to his Harvard dorm room to discuss a business opportunity, and that's what we're doing. Only 2 people showed up to see what he was talking about, and they got involved. Today, those 2 people are billionaires. Dustin, worth $6.5 billion. Eduardo, worth $3.4 billion. Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity or closed mind. Taking action when real opportunities are before you is very important. Open your mind to the possibilities that are surrounding you at this very moment. And this is our headquarters in Salt Lake City, Utah, in the U.S. The LifeVantage opportunity is available to you and anybody that you want to bring into your life. And there's a health side and the business side. And I would ask you to ask yourself, how important is health to you on a scale of 1 to 10? 1, no, thank you, I don't care about my health. 10, I want the best health I can get. And on the money side, 1 being, no, I got plenty of money, I don't need to improve that. Or 10, I'd like to build residual money so I have another way of bringing money in that I can wake up and do what I want. And that, unless you get questions, is what I have on the presentation.